Hi everyone, my name is Kate and I am a physical health advisor at Sport Canterbury. Today we are going to talk about goal setting. Goal setting can be a vital tool when it comes to keeping motivated. Goals provide us with a sense of direction and purpose. If we look at goals like road maps, they get us from point A to point B. Goals provide us with direction to reach our destination, the motivation to keep us going on our trip, and a way to measure our progress. So how would we define a goal? A goal is anything you want to be different compared to now. It gives us that direction and sense of purpose to what we are doing. When it comes to goal setting, we have two types of goals. We have our long-term goals and our short-term goals. Our long-term goals are normally our most important, meaningful goals. Though they are normally set quite far in the future, sometimes we find it quite hard to stay focused. So what is the most important goal for you? And what is the first thing you need to do to start towards that goal? Plan backwards in time and outline the major steps it will take for you to arrive at that future destination. This is when it is important that we set short-term goals. Our short-term goals are our stepping stones that help us achieve our long-term goals and are normally set on a weekly, fortnightly or monthly basis. Let's look at a practical example. The infamous New Year's resolutions. Most of us at some point in our life would have set a New Year's resolution that we hadn't achieved. This is an example of a long-term goal, and the reason we don't always achieve these goals is because we haven't broken it down into stepping stones, those short-term goals that help keep us on track. Now we have touched over long-term goals and short-term goals, I want to talk about how we set SMART goals. SMART is a useful acronym that can help us set effective goals. First of all, we've got S for specific. When setting your goals, be clear about what you intend to accomplish. Who needs to be involved in order to achieve this goal? What exactly are you trying to accomplish? And what is your why? How is it important to you? Next we have M for measurable. The more specific the goal and the steps needed to achieve it, the easier it is to measure both your progress and your outcome. When setting a goal, ask yourself these two questions. How will I measure my progress? And how will I know when I've achieved my goal? Next we have A for achievable and R for realistic. Goals should inspire, not discourage. SMART goals encourage us to dream big, but also be realistic about what we're trying to achieve. A goal needs to be challenging enough that we feel a sense of accomplishment once we achieve it, but it's also got to be realistic and not impossible to reach. And lastly, we have time. Time defines when it should be completed by. It gives us that sense of urgency that can help keep us motivated. A few things to consider when it comes to time. When do you want to achieve your goal by? What needs to happen to make this deadline? And when are you going to start? A great way to keep yourself on track with your weekly activity goals is to use an activity planner. Try and allocate time each week to reflect back on your weekly goals. To help you out, we have put together an activity planning sheet linked below to help you plan out your activity for the week ahead. It can be a great way to keep you accountable and measure your progress. As you can see on the activity planning sheet link below, there is a section at the top of the sheet to write down what you want to achieve by the end of the month, and also what would be a good first step. This is an 8-week planner. Each week you have a section where you can write down what you plan to do for the week, a really good way to set those weekly goals, and then also a section where you write down what you actually did for the week. It can be a good way to keep us accountable and measure our progress. You'll also see at the end of each week there is a place where you can write down what went well for you and just really reflect on some things that maybe you need to change for the week following. So my takeaway message today is that goals give us a sense of purpose and can provide motivation to be active. When setting goals, the more specific the better, and setting short-term goals can help keep us on track to achieving our long-term, more meaningful goals. So I have a few questions for you to take home from this. First of all, what is your goal? How would your life differ if you were to achieve this goal? When? Put a time frame on your goal. When would you like to achieve this by? How? What steps are you going to take to make this goal happen? And lastly, is there anything you need to do to prepare to take action in achieving this goal? So I have a task for you to try at home. Have a go at filling out the goal setting worksheet we have linked below. It goes over some of the key points we talked about today and includes some of the questions I just asked you. If you have any questions at all regarding the session, please let us know and we will do our best to answer it in our Q&A session. Thanks so much for joining me today. See you later.